And welcome back. So, the last critic, the man who graded music review. Can a critic become a legend, not just someone who reviews art, but someone who defines how we talk about it? That's exactly what the last critic explores. This documentary dives into the life of Robert, often called the Dean of American Rock Critics, and honestly, that title alone tells you a lot about the man. Back in the late 60s and 70s, when rock music was exploding, criticism around it barely existed. It wasn't taken seriously, it wasn't structured, and then came uh, this guy. He didn't review music, he systematized it through his film Consumer Guide. Through his famous Consumer Guide, he would review albums in short, punchy paragraphs and then give them a letter, like A letter grade to A plus to E minus. Now then, that might sound normal today, but back then, grading art like a school exam was almost rebellious, and that's what made him stand out. His writing had attitude, energy, a kind of controlled chaos. He wasn't just analyzing music; he was feeling it, and then compressing that feeling into sharp, almost poetic burst. Over time, he became more than a critic. He became a voice of personality, even a bit of myth. The documentary shows us Christgau today, now in his 80s, still sharp, still opinionated, still listening to new music every single day. And that's what's fascinating. For him, criticism isn't a job, it's a calling. He's written over 14,000 reviews. Let that sink in. 14,000 opinions, each one crafted, argued, defended. His apartment reflects that obsession, stacks of records, thousands of albums, walls covered in music history. It's not just a home, it's an archive, a mind made physical. And at the center of it, Christago, still typing away, still chasing that perfect paragraph. The film also explores his influence, not just on music but on criticism itself. Writers talk about how he shaped their voices, how he pushed boundaries, how he helped turn music criticism into something serious, even literally. But the documentary isn't blindly praising him either. It certainly acknowledges his flaws, his biases. For example, his complicated relationship with pop music. Like many early rock critics, he sometimes dismissed pop as too commercial, too polished, not authentic enough. And that's where modern audiences might push back, because today pop is culture, and but that tension, that disagreement, that's part of what makes criticism alive. And maybe that's the real point of the film. Not just Christago is the last critic, but that he represents a kind of critic we don't see much anymore. Someone deeply obsessive, deeply personal, afraid to be unafraid to be wrong, but always trying to make a sense of art. A lively, insightful documentary that captured not just a man but an entire philosophy of criticism. Even if you don't agree with him, you'll understand why he mattered. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. Thank you for watching. Bye.